Alright guys, thanks so much again for watching another episode of Talkin Tipsy. I'm of course your favorite host / bartender Ray, and today I'm here with a very special guest, the #1 hustler, big boss player, businessman of the year this year and last year, Scoon. Thanks so much for joining me. I heard you was a tequila man.
I am.
So we're gonna make you a specialty margarita.
Appreciate you for having me out. Scoon ATL on Instagram, and that's like it.
We about to get lit. You ready?
No.
We gonna get lit. So for this particular margarita, we're gonna be using one of my favorite tequilas for mixing, Exotico Blanco. We're also gonna be using that house-made champagne simple syrup I keep talking about, house-made sweet and sour mix, lime juice, and house-made peach margarita mix. And then we're gonna top it with peach flavored sparkling wine. All right, so you got your Exotico Blanco tequila. This is so smooth, I probably am gonna take a shot of it. Boom. We're gonna do a little bit more because we like strong drinks at Talkin Tipsy. Alright, I got my champagne infused simple syrup. Sweet and sour, also house made. Peach margarita mix, still house made. And lastly, we're gonna top it with a little bit of lime juice. Alright, Scoon, so what I need from you is to take one of those lime wedges and get however much of that rim that you want wet, and then the side that's wet with the lime, put in the salt for me. That's my garnish. And I'll actually shake the drink. Yeah.
Alright.
There you go.
And then what?
So the side that's wet, just roll it around in that salt. It should stick. Do it some more. Do it some more.
Some more than that?
And do the other one for me.
Alright.
While I get some ice.
One point.
Boom. Pour those drinks in there.
I'm supposed to pour them?
Yeah. Yep.
I gotta hold this down?
Yes.
Alright.
And try to get an equal amount in both.
About to get my bartender's license today. They go easy.
Boom. Yeah. So we're gonna put a little bit more ice in there in a minute.
That smells good.
So this is the final step. Garnish it with that lime. And what do you think about calling this one?
Well, I think just the Talkin Tipsy special right here.
The Talkin Tipsy special?
Yeah.
I can get with that. All right. Those. All right. So let's get into interview mode. If we talked about all of your hustles, we would literally be here all night. So let's talk specifically about Atlanta, auto make, and real estate.
Okay.
We're gonna start with this dope ass bi-coastal gear that I keep seeing everywhere. Literally can't go anywhere in Atlanta, especially without seeing it. How did Atlanta get started?
Well, Atlanta got started. I came up with the name one day, playing around. I believe I can't remember who I was talking to, but I was laughing and I made the name, like just combining Atlanta and California. And after I said it, like I kind of liked it and I kind of remembered it, and then I sat on it for a while, and then I remember I reached out to Will because I've heard of Will doing some things with graphic design, and then I kind of respected how he was moving with his music, and I knew he could do some things. So I reached out to him, and then we had a discussion, and we decided to like make it a name brand. And we actually came up with another brand name before Atlanta, and we put Atlanta on those shirts. But then we decided we're just gonna call the brand Atlanta, but that was in like early stages.
Well, how was it for you as an entrepreneur taking on something like the fashion industry? Because it's not like you went to school, you know, for fashion or anything like that.
I'm really good at selling stuff, so I don't really think about it as the fashion industry. I just think it is business. I mean, it's a fashion business, but I don't know. I just look at it like business.
Speaking of selling things, you also sell cars.
Uh-huh.
So that's completely different than selling shirts or bags, caps, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. So what made you decide, okay, this is something that I want to get into. I want to sell cars. I want to be an auto broker.
Honestly, after I bought my first BMW, I realized I don't want to pay notes.
Subtle flex.
I know, right? I realized I didn't want to pay notes like that anymore. And I found a loophole in it. I had some people in my family that own like car brokers and dealerships. Mm-hmm. And I know they always put dealer plates on their car and drive their car. So originally when I started it, it was like, I'm going to make money from this, but it's going to be a perk so I can drive my inventory. So I don't have to ever buy expensive cars like again.
So you have perks, you know, driving different cars. And then, of course, you get to walk around with your own brand all the time. Mm-hmm. Have you developed a passion for these things?
My passion really is just chasing my dreams for real. And I know that sounds cliche, but like when I come up with an idea, I have to fund that idea. So I end up coming up with things that I can build money off of to fund the idea. And when I do that, I just make bigger ideas and I have to keep doing it. Like that is the passion, I think. I just like doing business, to be honest. So
before we go into the last hustle that you have, let's talk a little bit more about Atlanta, because it has grown a whole lot. Mm-hmm. So what did you learn from starting one business like Atlanta, and then going to, you know, selling cars? How did you learn about starting businesses? And what were some of your challenges there?
That's a good question. I learned a lot. I mean, you just gotta have good people. Luckily, Will, he's a really good partner. He's actually my partner with Atlanta and Automate, and we mesh really well because we kind of complement each other. I like to be out and meet people, like generate business and get money and stuff like that. And it's like he's the same way too, but he's also really good behind the scenes, like doing things, admin type stuff, like really putting stuff together. Yeah, not even just tech work, like helping like the Automate getting the business set up and going to like the down city hall and all the stuff to get everything handled. Like he's really good at keeping us organized. So it's like we really, you know what I mean, it works.
It meshes well. Y'all are good business partners.
Yeah.
So you took on real estate, and that's a whole different pond than selling cars and selling merch. How was it stepping into something that's like a real deal, like big boy game with people who making real deal money?
Yeah. With that, like I said, I like selling stuff, and I looked at it like at the end of the day, what's the two most important things people will buy in their life and most expensive, and most times that's their car and their house. So it's like if I'm gonna sell stuff, I kind of gotta go for the gusto with it. I might as well get the biggest sales out the way, and plus I don't see any of those being like obsolete anytime soon. Like people are always gonna need a car and people are always gonna need a house. So
has it been a slow grind?
It's not for everybody. At the beginning it was a little slow. It's slow for a lot of people, but it's just the type of person you gotta be. You gotta always be meeting people and always be forming relationships. It's like a lot involved with selling. But the thing is, once it like happens, it snowballs. Like if you sell somebody a house, they don't forget you. Like 9 times out of 10, you're the only person that ever sold them a house. So anybody that comes in the house, they recommend you. You know what I'm saying? It's just like the word of mouth starts happening. So once you start going, it snowballs. And same thing with cars. Like as soon as you come back to your neighborhood with the car, you telling everybody, my boy Scoon can hook you up. So it happens.
That is super duper dope. For anybody who's listening, like this is really free game. Free game. So do you like your drink?
Yeah, it's a free drink.
Also a free drink. Niggas love free shit. So you said that you could, you're a salesman, code mouthpiece. Mm-hmm. If you had to sell this drink to me, talk to me.
If I had to sell this drink to you?
Yeah. Or anybody off the street.
I'll say anybody off the street. I would probably just tell them about how accomplished you are and then tell them you made the drink. So I think that'll sell it.
There we go. So we're going to take a really, really quick break, try to find some sponsors, pay some bills, refill our drinks, get the vibe going, and then we'll be back, okay? All right, so we didn't pay any bills, but we did refill our drinks. I'm back with Scoon. So let's talk a little bit more about you personally, because you went to Georgia State, right? And what was your degree in?
Marketing.
So what fueled that path, and how has it helped you with what you're doing with your businesses?
I mean, 2 of my favorite subjects in school was finance and marketing. I like money, math, obviously, and then marketing because I like the psychology behind understanding how people's brains work and like what people are attracted to, what people like, and just knowing how to deal with people, I feel like it's real like important, especially in sales. Like knowing how to read people and deal with people, and
That's a finesse.
yeah, I mean that's literally the name of the game, and that's what I like about marketing because I feel like that's encompasses all that. You got to understand people's brains so you can market to them properly.
So I'm sure at some point you were a broke college student or a recently graduated student, and you had a path to go on, and you were fueled by being a businessman. So what was it like, your expectations versus graduating with that degree and what you actually went into?
Well, when I graduated degree, I always knew I wanted to kind of do my own thing, but of course, peer pressure from family and other things made me feel like I needed to jump out there and go into get a career. But I always knew I wanted to be like debt free. I had hope the whole time in school, so I kept my tuition debt down. Exactly. And then when I graduated, I had 2 different salary jobs. I worked for Turner Broadcasting at one point with NBA TV. It was an internship, and then I got home for a little while. And then that was around the time of the NBA lockout. I don't know if people remember that, but
You showing your age.
yeah, I know, right? That was like 2011. Yeah, like 2011, 2012, that lockout. But I was working up there at the time. I was a PA. So when that happened, I ended up leaving there. And then from there, I was about to go to law school. But then I ended up getting another job. It was totally unrelated to marketing. But it was a salary job. And then things started being funny there after like a year and a half. And I ended up leaving there. And I decided like, I kind of just wanted to do my own thing while I'm young. Like, if I can't figure it out, I got a degree, I'll go get a job later. So, and that's what happened.
So, along that path, I'm sure there were ups and downs. Have you ever gone broke trying to finance your dreams?
I wouldn't say gone broke.
Because that's money.
Yeah, because I was
Yeah.
Now, I was broke to begin with, but one thing is like, coming out of being broke, my one thing was set myself up so I'd never be like broke again.
Yeah.
So it's like I make sure not to go too hard and like rock the boat too hard to the point where I'm like ever in that position again. I done worked hard to be out of it. I'm not going back to that. But I've definitely been tight for cash before. I've definitely like overspent trying to finance some dreams, or things didn't click right away, or what I expected was going to happen didn't happen right away. But
how do you bounce back from those losses?
And you just put your head down and work. You know
That's
what I'm
all
saying?
part of the game.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, you gotta do what you gotta do. Whether it's pick up extra job, part-time job, if you gotta, you know what I'm saying? If you gotta make sacrifices, I know people, you gotta Uber, do whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you gotta make that extra cash, if you got a plan, you know what I'm saying? I feel like once I get my hand on a little chunk of change, I can start flipping. But I gotta make some change first so I can flip.
Do you remember your first job?
My first job.
Your very first job.
My very first job was Man Alive. It's a clothing store in South Lake Mall in Riverdale. That was my very first job.
Bro, what year did you work there? Because I used to be at South Lake.
Yeah,
like on this, like super South Side.
I was in high school from 2004 to 2008, and I believe I got that job, I think, 10th or 11th grade. So it had to be like 05, 06.
You was dressing like the mannequins, bro.
Oh, yeah. We was definitely baggy pants, you know what I'm saying? Academics.
True religion.
You know what I'm saying? True religion. Like, that was the style.
So you talk about a little bit being from the South Side, growing up in Riverdale, but you're originally from
DC.
Okay, so you kind of got the best of both worlds with having that hustle and bustle from up north, as well as like seeing people be hungry to be on or make it in the South. So how has that helped shape your hustle?
I picked up some of it from my surroundings, but it's really like, man, my pops, man, he's been putting that in me since a young kid, man. I used to sell like Pokemon cards, all that stuff when I was a kid. Like I always been kind of stacking my money. My favorite game was Monopoly growing up. Like this is kind of how my mind's been working for a minute.
You was one of those niggas that was cheating in Monopoly?
No, I never really cheated because I really had a lot of pride in winning. I wanted to win fair and square every time. but I definitely thought about cheating before. But I would feel like I'm cheating myself. I didn't win for real if I know I cheated.
Do you apply that to your business ethic now, knowing that you're doing things the right way and not getting over on people, stuff like that?
Yeah, I definitely. I think it's really big, especially when you're selling things. Your brand, your personal brand, and you can't control what people say about you. So the best thing you can do is when you deal with people, just leave a good image with them, because the last thing you want is people running around saying you did something bad, because that'll affect you in the long run.
Yeah, you want your name to hold weight, not to have like a negative impact.
Yeah, when people say my name, I want them to light up and be like, oh, that's my dude, or you know what I'm saying, say something good.
I can call him for a car.
Yeah.
I have his shirt on.
Exactly.
He sold me a house.
Exactly.
With every house and car, you get a free shirt, right?
Yeah, I throw all types of things. Like when I sell a house, I buy coffee tables, I do whatever. And people sometimes look at me crazy, like, why would you buy something expensive like that? But It's like, yo,
relationship building.
Yeah, exactly. People don't understand. You gotta really go out your way sometimes if you want somebody to go out their way for you. So that's just how it works.
So, do you tie your do-rag the same as everybody else?
Sometimes when I'm on a regular vibe by myself, it's in the back. You know what I mean? But sometimes when I'm feeling like a little off this, you know what I mean? It's on the side.
You roll it up?
A little swag daddy. Oh, nah, on the back. Nah, I don't really roll it up like that. That's just too cool, bro. I leave the flap out. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like that's OG.
We trap out with the flap out. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. Well, speaking of OG, you're approaching
OG status.
That too.
Oh man.
That too.
Getting old, son.
Yeah. So you're getting up there in age. I'm not gonna call you old.
Let's clear this up before you get too far. I am 27. I turned 28 in 10 days.
Bruh, no cap. I thought you were turning like 30. But
oh my God.
It's just because I've always looked at you as older,
you.
like an elder, like you wise. You know a lot about different things. So how would you say that your goals and inspirations have changed as you've gotten older?
I would say when I was younger, I used to really be like thinking like, yo, I want $1 million before I turned 26 and stuff like that. And as I got older, I realized that's realistic, but I should have broke it down. Yeah. I should have made a goal to like 100,000, and then 100,000, I'll say 250, and then like kind of get there instead of going so far out. And then really I understood that now money is money. When you get to a certain point,
that's that bubbly.
Yeah, I know it's coming. But what's the name? Money is money. When you get to like a certain point, I feel like it really don't matter as much as you think it do. Like, you know what I'm saying? People be like, yo, I want $1 million, but if you got 100,000, 200,000, it's kind of get to the point where it's like, what you gonna do with it? It's
Boy,
like
I blow $1 million in a day.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, money is money until you do something valuable with it. So at the end of the day, it's like now I'm realizing I have to shift gears and like figure out what I want to do to make an impact instead of just stacking up. Because stacking up, looking at money in a bank account is really not as cool as you think it would be.
So what do you do to treat yourself? Like you making money, you I know you stacking. So what do you do to treat yourself so that you're not just watching those numbers build?
Yeah, to be honest, I'm really disciplined. Like people think I be splurging a lot because I'll go shopping and stuff like that. But for me, if you really knew me, like the people close to me, they'll know that like what I spend is like a real fraction of what I probably like somebody else that's doing the same thing would spend. Like I'm a cheap dude, bro. Like if you see me spend, see me spend $1,000, I probably came up on like 5,000.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm really like saving 80% of that junk all the time. That's how I kind of move. So, I mean, but I treat myself because you gotta remind yourself why you do things. But I do need to start traveling more. Like I'm so addicted to hustling that I don't like leaving. Like even when I go places, I like make 3-day trips at most because I don't like being out the mix too long. But I'm figuring out how to solve that. I wanna start working on having like international business. I wanna like make money where I go. So if I go like to Thailand or something, I wanna
be able to go and
you know what I mean? Like maybe I could go out there and find a hair plug or something. Like maybe I could figure something out. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm out there having fun, but I feel busy. Because if I don't feel busy, I kind of feel like, what am I doing?
You're not just going to blow money. You're also going to
I like having business and pleasure at the same time, even though people say that don't mix.
Okay. So we're going to take one more quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to finish up. We're going to try to finish these drinks because you low-key babysitting.
You low-key poured me a second one the last break.
It's that good. We'll be right back. Well, we're back. Scoon was checking his Apple Watch, headphones, iPhone, because a real businessman got real things to do. So I'm not going to keep you too much longer. We're going to roll through it. So let's talk about how important setting goals and staying organized is, because I know that you're really goal-oriented and you try to be as organized as possible with all your different businesses. So what are some tips that you can give to the young entrepreneur out there as far as being all about their business and setting goals and being organized?
I mean, when it comes to setting goals, just set realistic goals that you know you can get. Like, because it's about building confidence. I feel like sometimes people set goals that are like ridiculously hard, and you don't want to start out like that. It's just like working out or something. You don't go to the gym saying I'm about to come in here and bench 250 if you never benched over 200 before. Like you kind of got to say I'm about to bench 150, then 175, and then you work your way up. Yeah, I feel like the last thing you want to do is discourage yourself because it's already hard to do stuff. So I'm like, you don't want to set the goal too high out the gate, and then you don't commit to it or you don't hit it. And then obviously now you're discouraged and it stops you or prevents you from continuing. So I just feel like baby steps until you get comfortable.
Me personally, because I sort of know you and I trust the things you say, we're going to have a little bar talk because I need a little bit of advice. So, I'm newly single, you know what I'm saying? So I'm out here single, ready to mingle. What kind of advice would you give to somebody who is trying to be an entrepreneur, handle business, get a bag, but also like, still trying to catch a vibe, find love or whatever the case is? Like, how do you manage your relationships as well as being a businessman?
I feel like you should let it come to you. I feel like if you're really passionate about your dream, I feel like you chase your dream and you'll find somebody along the way. And I feel like usually that's better because you need somebody that's kind of on the same wavelength and on the same path as you to kind of connect with them. Yeah. And they'll understand your journey. Because sometimes you'll be with somebody and it's like if they're on a different path or, it's really hard to compromise when y'all going, two different ways. Yeah, it's like they don't have to do the same thing as you, but let's say if you're in the entertainment industry, it's probably better to have somebody in the entertainment industry or at least somebody that's been in the entertainment industry or
knows about the industry.
Yeah, so it's like y'all can understand what's going on instead of people that's like you can't be entertainment and then go with a teacher. You know what I mean? Because it's like this person got 5 days a week to be at work and go to sleep, and you on a whole different time. You know what I mean? So it's just I feel like that makes it easier.
So I need to find me a bartender. Interviewer.
Yeah, somebody that's
okay. Yeah. There's hope for me.
Yeah,
because there's okay. Got you. So I like to do this thing called cheers. We're gonna take a toast because we love to get lit at Talkin Tipsy, but we also love to give props where props are due. So I'm just gonna take the opportunity to give a shout out to anybody who you see who's doing something positive, whether it be an entertainer, whether it be your business partner, your mama, your dad, whoever it is, somebody who you saw working really, really hard and you just want to, give a little toast to them.
Not to even be funny, I want to give a toast to you. Not for real though. Like, I've seen how you've come along this whole time and I feel like it just keeps stepping up. And that's like what stuff is really about.
Hey, appreciate it.
You good.
So, my shout out this week is going to be to Teacup over at Spill the Tea, a fellow entertainer, interviewer. I see what you're doing. I appreciate it. It's super duper dope, and I wish you all the success, productivity, everything in the future. I know that you about to make it real big lit. All right, Scoon. We had what I think is a really, really good drink. We had a pretty good conversation. The last thing I need from you outside of dating advice is some tips, some advice, anything you can give to the young college student, the entrepreneur, the up-and-coming businessman, the young black man who don't have nothing. Just some solid advice about how to be a good businessman and start a business.
Solid advice, I would say, like, really try to stay away from the distractions. Like, man, a whole bunch of chilling, playing the game, 2K, being on Instagram, like all that wasted time, like when you could be getting some serious stuff done. I feel like you should try to accomplish something like every day, even if it's something little. If you do something every day, it's 365 days. You do 365 things a year. I think you're doing pretty fucking good. And then, like, what else would I say as advice? Like,
do you write your goals down?
I do. I kind of make it quarterly. I don't do like yearly goals. I kind of break that shit down into like every 3 months, like what I want to accomplish every 3 months, like, and I do it like that.
And then how do you measure your success?
Nowadays I just measure by how good I feel about, like, how fulfilled I feel. Like, I just want to feel like I'm living with purpose. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. That's success. Like, and I want to live comfortably. Like, as long as I'm not scratching to survive no more and shit like that, I'm good. Like, if I live comfortably, I'm good.
Well, y'all heard it here. That was Free Game from Scoon. I'm, of course, your favorite host / bartender, Ray. You can make sure to check me out. Follow. Oh, our new thing is click the link. Grab a drink and click the link. Grab a drink and click the link.
I see what you did there.
Grab a drink and click the link. You feel me? I'm on YouTube, Instagram, Talkin Tipsy Ray. Make sure y'all check me out. And if you want to come get lit with me, just hit me up. We here.
Oh, I'm on Instagram. That's about it. It's just it's Scoon.atl, SCOON.atl. And grab a drink and click the link.
And make sure you go to Atlanta Fornia's Instagram.
Oh yeah, Atlanta Fornia.
Oh yeah.
That's Atlanta Fornia FORNIA.US. And Automate Auto Brokers would be the cars. And that's it.
Get you a car and a t-shirt.
And a house.
And a house.